Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Sound Off with System One. I am your host, Karen Callahan, here with John Hayes, President of ALTA IT Services, one of our technology divisions and a subsidiary of System One. Welcome, John.
Hey, Karen, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
System One is a leading provider of specialized, highly technical outsourced services and workforce solutions to critical infrastructure, technology, life sciences, and government sectors, putting more than 650 employees and 9,000 contractors and consultants to work in the US, Canada, and the United Kingdom daily. Please, while you are joining the broadcast, drop us a note in the comments section. Let us know where you're joining us from. Let us know what industry you're in. We have Rich and Ali moderating in the comments, and they are dropping everyone's contact information in there as well. So please feel free to connect with all of us. And all that being said, it is time for introductions. So John, please tell us the hows and whys, how and why you entered the industry and when you started at ALTA IT Services.
Yeah, so from an introduction standpoint, I'm John Hayes. I'm the president of ALTA. Karen, I got into the industry in 1998 after spending 5 or 6 years all in sales, but mostly in the furniture manufacturing business. And it got a little boring and stale. So I targeted medical sales and technology. Ended up with an offer from Johnson & Johnson and a small woman-owned business by the name of SM Consulting. That was an IT staffing firm. So
Okay.
I went the IT staffing route, and it's worked out.
Excellent. So that being said, please tell us about the staffing and consulting services that ALTA provides to the tech industry. Like, what are your specialty areas? Government, commercial?
Yeah, so Alta's been in business here since 2004, providing IT staffing services to the federal marketplace, the commercial marketplace. We currently have about 550 billable contractors. We hold a top secret facilities clearance so we can get people cleared for our customers. And we currently have people in 37 states around the country. So
Oh, that's amazing.
it's all IT staffing, whether it's desktop support or help desk or development or project management, all across the board.
Excellent. So when did you join the ALTA team, and when did ALTA join System One? If we can kind of answer both those.
So ALTA joined System One early 2015. I think I already mentioned that we've been in business since 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And I joined ALTA in January of 2019, more in a sales management and sales efficiency role.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So that being said, how has ALTA benefited from being a part of the System One organization?
Yeah, so in 2019, when I joined ALTA, we were about a $65 million company. In 2014, I think they were more about a $40 million company. So I think when you're pulled into a company like System One, that's obviously larger than we were.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys are over $1 billion right now. You pick up a lot of support from a lot of people. You generate a lot of ideas that you may not have thought about. So from my perspective, now being president for a little over a year, we benefit significantly from the use of the HR team, the use of legal, the use of accounting, and also the collaboration between the other companies. Understanding who the customers are across the System One footprint has certainly helped ALTA.
Excellent. And you were talking about numbers. So
Yeah.
ALTA recently achieved a significant milestone in 2022 where you crossed the 100 million revenue threshold for the first time. What do you attribute that success?
The people. It's 100% the people here at the company. I've been in the industry since '98. I've worked at 1, 2, 4. I think this is my 4th company, and by far, Alta's the best. It's all about the people. It's all about working together. And it's not only your production team it's not only the recruiting and sales that goes on. It's the ability to work together from human resources to accounting to social media to operations and pull all that together. There's very, very limited turnover here. The people that are at, we have people at, we have people at Alta from before Alta was Alta. So
That's
Alta
crazy.
in 2004, from a merging together of a couple companies. So there are people that have been here for more than the 19 years that Alta's been a company. So tenure's great. People know what they're doing, and they're all
What do you
self-motivated.
what do you attribute all that to? Because I noticed a lot on LinkedIn and social media that it
The
seems like you do have a
anniversaries.
great workplace culture.
Yeah, there's a lot of it is, it is the culture. And I was very worried when the pandemic hit because we were all here every day for the most part. And the pandemic caused us to obviously work from home, and many of us continue to work from home, although I happen to be in the office here on a Thursday today.
To record
Alta,
this.
when Alta hires, or for the most part has hired in the past, uh, the interview process entails meeting with everybody from the leadership team. So when we're interviewing people, we're not only looking for what's on their resume, how they're able to sell, things like that. It's how you come across in speaking and how your personality resonates and how we believe you might fit the culture. Uh, so yeah, it's the culture's been good, and culture gets mixed up a lot of times with happy hours and lunches and things like that. It's also how hard you work, how you lead, how you work with others, things like that. And we've been very lucky, to say the least.
Excellent. We did have a question that came up about artificial intelligence. Um, and I know we had discussed this when we talked earlier this week that everyone's been talking about AI and its impact on the industry. So, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts, yeah, on the subject and innovations that Alta is
Yeah,
providing?
it's funny when we talked on Tuesday about
Mhm.
this. My first thought was to talk about Alta, and I remember back in 2015 or so being at a conference, and the big question was, is AI the end for recruiters? Are you really going to need people to recruit anymore? And I think we found that as we moved on, we're never going to replace people. Like,
Mhm.
people have to be the recruiters. Uh, at the same time, from the client and the customer side, AI is probably the biggest revelation that's happened in the last several years, from machine learning into AI. And companies, whether they're mid-size or enterprise level companies, are using it across the board, whether it's within supply chain or sales and marketing or HR or talent acquisition. Everybody's looking for ways to utilize the data that they have. Uh,
Mhm.
so, from an Alta standpoint with our clients, we see the need for machine learning folks, business intelligence people, software engineers, cloud engineers, uh, data analysts, business intelligence, all of that. We're seeing it all the time. And I read an article in CIO magazine, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, uh, that the biggest issue for companies in putting their data and their AI together is the lack of people to be able to do that. But companies are using it to enhance their customer service, to make better decisions, to drive sales, to make manufacturing more efficient. It's not going away. It's going to continue to grow probably into the 2030s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope I'm not out of a job because of AI.
You know what, Karen, you're never going to replace the person and our ability to communicate together. You know, we still, from a customer service standpoint, we've all called Xfinity or Amazon or whomever, and as good as the chatbots are,
Yeah.
we still want to hit zero to get to a person.
Mm-hmm.
So your job's not in jeopardy.
Yeah, that's true. There, I'm not sure if AI will someday like inherit empathy for people calling or
My favorite
understanding.
word, by the way.
Listen, it's my favorite word too. I try to live by my empathic nature. Well, that being said, I was wondering what challenge, like for your clients, what are the biggest challenges they face? Why do they come? What are those challenges that Alta solves for them? So biggest challenges and how do you
So
help with those?
it's I talk to customers and I talk to clients a lot of times in a preliminary standpoint as we're trying to get in, and what we do best is find people. We
Hmm.
find people. We've been in the market since 2004 or before that. Our database has over 4 million people in it now, many of which we've communicated, whether it's by text, email, or phone. From a customer standpoint, when I first started in 1998, I had no idea why anybody would use a company like ours. And then I understood from an IT standpoint, you have projects with finite durations. You can't go out and just hire people for a 6-month contract as employees because then you don't know what to do with them. So companies like Alta, we're there to help find those people and employ those people. And it's also our job when that contract ends to hopefully be able to find people another role. But our job is to recruit.
Hmm.
Our job is to find people, and many companies don't have the recruiting expertise that they need to find the people, to hire the people, to onboard the people. Our recruiters are extremely knowledgeable in the technologies, the skill sets, what the market's driving from a pay scale, things like that we can provide to clients and try to educate them on the market and how difficult it is to find people.
Hmm. And that being said, I was looking over your specialty areas that your company provides, application development, data and advanced analytics, agile transformation services, cybersecurity, and program and project management. Out of all of those, what do you feel is the one that you're seeing now trending the most for your company?
So going back to your AI, I think big data, data science, data analysis is driving everything. But
Hmm.
with that entails almost a lot of what you said. There's any AI and analyzing data, you're going to have cloud, whether it's AWS or Azure. You're going to
Hmm.
have big data and business intelligence tools like Tableau and Power BI and things like that. So, Karen, it's hard to narrow it down into one. And when we put that on the website and we change it from time to time, those are the areas that we're hearing from our customers right now.
I've asked this to a few of our company leaders, and I don't know how applicable it is to you, but how are you solving the speed to hire challenges with slow moving clients? Or do you have that challenge?
Oh, we have that challenge.
Okay.
Some of it is education, and it's not easy to, especially when sometimes you're working with smaller to mid-sized companies that don't necessarily understand how to use our services. They haven't in
Mhm.
the past, and sometimes when you're dealing with the larger clients, the enterprise level clients, it's like trying to steer the Titanic. Uh, it doesn't always work, but it's educating them. It's our sales team having the ability to have a conversation to let people understand that, hey, if we have a candidate today, we're not the only company working with that candidate. So it's trying to educate them and train them to move quicker,
Hmm.
to respond to us within 24 to 48 hours, if not sooner,
Hmm.
to interview immediately, to try to make their hiring process more efficient. There are clients and customers that we have that want to interview a candidate 2, 3, 4, recently 5 times. The chances of that candidate still being around in this market are slim. Uh, so it's all in the communication and trying to educate our customer again on the market.
So are you seeing, at least in your industry, are you seeing that it's still a job seeker market more so than?
I think from my perspective, uh, the economy is affecting things a little bit right now. However, in IT, it's always going to be a candidate market. There's just
Mhm.
not enough. There's just not enough people with the skill sets to be able to fill all the needs that companies have.
We have a question below. When evaluating a client, what are the key factors? You pulled down the comment too quick. Thank you.
No,
The decision to engage in the business. Can you speak
yeah,
to that?
for us to be honest with you, sometimes finding the clients sometimes is the more difficult part.
Mhm.
It's letting the clients understand that we can help, and sometimes they have their own recruiting teams and they don't understand it. But for us, since we have such a large network of people, we want our customers obviously to be financially stable.
Mhm.
We want our customers to understand that we're not a commodity in this. We're a partner in this, and that if you engage us and we decide to engage you, uh, we're going to need you to work with us to get through that interview process. The other thing in the market, I mentioned earlier that our recruiters are very knowledgeable on market rates and what people are making. So the ability to afford those people is important. The budget that you have, we're going to try to work within your budget.
Mhm.
Uh, but at times we work with customers and they bring us jobs and they want to bring somebody on at X thousand dollars or whatever, and we may know that that's under market value. And
Mhm.
I've had comments. I've trained here at Alta. I've talked to people here at Alta. I don't mind taking somebody out of a job that they're currently in. And if I give them a $20,000 raise, I don't feel like we're doing anything wrong as long as it's market rate. And
Mhm.
and you want people to be in that market rate. So I think the understanding and the ability to pay what people need, because in this market, people jump in
Mhm.
IT. So that's important. But the most important thing to me is for the customer to look at us as a partner, as a
Mhm.
teammate in trying to fill their jobs. That's the most important thing.
That's excellent. Common goals. I have one more question for you. So if anybody else has additional questions, I will be looking as well. There's a QR code above my head. That's John's, that's actually Alta IT's website. So if you want to scan the QR code, you can see all the services, outsourced services and workforce solutions that Alta IT has to offer. So you can scan that right there. And my last question to you, John, before ending this has been a great conversation, is basically what do you feel the future holds for both Alta IT and the industry within, let's say, the next decade? What do you foresee?
I think for both, it's growth.
Mhm.
For me at Alta, I'm thinking expansion. We're headquartered in Rockville, Maryland. We have offices in Columbia, Maryland, as well as Cincinnati, Ohio. But we have people that live in some fairly strategic markets. I can go down the East Coast corridor from Richmond to Raleigh to Charleston to Atlanta to Florida. Uh, we have some pretty good people in other areas to grow, and I think with most people working remote these days, although I miss being in the office with everybody, uh, it's much easier to grow to new markets because remote recruiting can be done from anywhere. The sales thing, the relationship still has to be there. IT, I'll take you back to 1998 when I chose this industry. It's always going to grow. Technology is what drives business and drives everything we do. It changes every single day. And what's the next big thing beyond AI? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what excites me. This job is different every day. We get to be around people every day. So the growth for me means more career path for my employees, and more opportunities for people to join Alta and be part of a great company.
It sounds like a win-win-win situation for all of us.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, System One for our employees, for us, for our clients. So really excited about the work that you've been doing, and you should be really proud because you have a huge fan club with all of your Alta employees. And again, thank you, and we really appreciate your time with us today on Sound
Uh,
Off with System One.
Anytime, Karen. This has been great. I appreciate it.
It's been a lot of fun. So that, my friends, that's it for today's broadcast. So in the meantime, as a reminder, follow us on LinkedIn. If you're watching on LinkedIn right now and you're not following us, you should be. Follow us, or follow us on YouTube as well. We have videos that contain expert career and job search tips, hiring manager best practices, leadership insights, and more. And again, on LinkedIn, you're missing out if you're not seeing all the great, wonderful content that we're pushing out daily. So that being said, please join us again next week. My co-host, Ali Moen, she will be discussing with her expert panel of recruiters a very, very hot topic for job seekers: digital literacy. What is it and why it matters? So again, that will be 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on LinkedIn and YouTube. We will see you then. Thank you.